So was this a real thing?
It was a real thing. It was a huge scandal.
How long ago was this?
At Texas A&M. While I was there. So, I mean, it was,
30 years ago?
Yeah.
That was a long time
That was a long time ago.
man. Wow.
Yeah. Thanks for carbon dating me.
So at the Texas A&M, they found, where were the glory holes located?
It was in the historic academic building on campus.
It wasn't the other side of the women's locker room?
No, it was not. I'm getting adjusted.
Yeah, let me adjust that. Actually, we can't hear you very well.
Yeah, maybe I'm not very loud.
There you go.
That's better?
Yeah, that's better.
That's better? Okay. Yeah.
So the other side of the ladies' locker room.
No.
No,
it was in the men's bathroom and they were in the stalls between the toilets.
Is that indicative of the men's restrooms in Texas A&M?
None that I was in.
Oh.
But anyway, yeah, they called them glory holes. It was kind of a.
I'll tell you what, if I went into
kind of a gross thing,
a restroom that had a big old hole in the side of it, I would find a different stall.
Yeah.
For one thing, I wouldn't want some big old junk to all of a sudden come through there while I was trying to.
Can you imagine? What would you do? You just sitting there minding your own business, or you're looking on your phone, and all of a sudden you look over and it's like,
boinks you in the head. You're like, what the fuck is that?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, excuse me.
I gave it the
knock on the
office.
stall.
You just like punch it like a speed bag or something.
God,
No,
how
yeah,
horrible would that be?
That would be horrible.
I'd be like, no.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Wow. We jumped out of the.
I was thinking I can't think of anything I would do to it because I wouldn't want to touch it. Last thing I want to do is give it attention.
You would just pinch and go.
I think I would stand up and I would kick the door, the panel in which it's coming out of. You know?
No, I mean, I would just yell at him.
with your clothes at the bottom of your feet, and you're going to try to do all that.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I do have some couth. I wouldn't smack his wiener to where it would like do some damage or something like that. Because who knows? He may sue you for,
For what?
I don't know, defamation of penis.
I don't know.
Anyway, it was quite a scandal. It came out in the university paper that these were glory holes
In the admin building.
in the academic building,
Oh, yeah.
which is one of the most historic, and revered. Is that the right word?
I suppose, yeah.
Revered.
Interesting.
Anyway, and then as soon as that story came out, it spread across the campus like wildfire. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're spending a lot of time in the academic building. Oh, didn't I see you just come out of there?" Everybody's making those jokes, right?
Right.
And then shortly thereafter, they were all fixed. They were gone immediately.
How many were there?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. I was going to walk around with a clipboard through all the different bathrooms and just
I'm kind of curious how big the holes were.
Measure the radius.
That's funny. I don't know what the diameter of the holes were.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of girth would it accommodate? Did they use duct tape to keep the sharpness away?
I never really thought.
So you don't get like little metal splinters.
Do they lubricate the holes?
Oh God.
I don't know any of the answers to any of these questions.
I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
Is there enough to slip your cock and balls in there all at the same time?
Wow. You're
You'd
breaking
have to
up.
really get close to that panel, though.
He's thought about this.
Yeah. He's like, dude, I can't even fit through that hole. Oh man. What the hell?
All right.
Welcome to Dudes Like Us. It's a
maybe we should just
fucking
start
happy
over.
August.
Yeah. Maybe we should start
and
over.
Thanks for that story that Paul shared. That was his experience going to college.
Yeah,
at
that was
A&M.
his own personal experience.
Yeah, there were. So, anyways, I don't know which colleges you guys went to, our viewers out there, but I'm sure if you've ever experienced a glory hole. I've never. Have you ever seen one in real life?
No.
Negative, no.
All right, I have.
Have you really?
I've seen them in the back of a movie store, one of those sex tape stores.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason I was parked in the back and I came in through the wrong door.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should rephrase that, but there was a door that looked like it was. I was supposed to go.
I was going
in
in the back door,
and it was in this hall. And there were bathrooms. So I was like, oh, fuck, cool, I'll go in the bathroom. And then I saw the hole. It had like, I was like, oh, that's not normal. And I walked right back out because I figured I'm in the wrong place and I don't want this to be the wrong time.
Schmecky and
no. You know what? I don't even really remember what the surroundings were. I just focused on that hole and I identified what it could have been, and that's all I needed to know. And I walked out there through this door where it said employees only, and then I was like, I knew I'd done fucked up at that point.
Why would you be surprised if you were in a sex shop?
Well, I don't think they'd have like service stations in the back.
Did you culture it?
No, I didn't put a culture.
Culture it?
Put a little smear
Why
on
don't
a
you
pap
describe
smear
what
disc.
exactly culturing would be?
Well, you get a little slide and you smear the stuff on there and you try to grow stuff to find out what it's made out of.
Yeah.
Oh, like take samples.
Take samples, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
wow.
this is actually from a goat.
You're like, oh, this is positive for monkeypox.
Yeah, did you see the study on monkeypox that
God.
they sampled, I don't know how many people, 1,500 people who have it, and like 90+% were men.
Well, yeah, no, they say it's a gay men disease.
Yep.
It's
So
spread,
how is that? Is it spread through the butt?
It is. It's
Yes.
spread through anal sex.
Secretions and blood and fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
I'm sure it is for.
Well,
Yeah.
what if women do butt sex?
I'm sure that's possible too. Yeah. I mean, because,
I mean, is it 100% men?
no.
I just said.
Well, I
This
mean,
is
As a matter of fact, there's a child that's gotten it so far.
Yeah. It's
So-
spreadable.
Oh, but is
That's
it a
how-
female child? Is it a female child?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I meant. Is
I mean,
it
it can't be-
100%
it-
male? I should have said that.
No, it definitely is not. And I think it can be spread through, other means of contact,
It takes
but
direct contact.
but it is being spread primarily among the gay men,
The gay community.
gay
Yeah.
community.
Men.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's
You
just
don't
like
hear that in the White House briefing.
It's just like the
No.
acquired immune deficiency syndrome came through, and they were just like,
And why have we not heard anything about HIV? It dropped off the face of
I
the earth,
believe they've come up with viruses and treatments, and it's not.
and it's not a big deal anymore.
I don't think so.
Well,
You can never get rid of
you
it.
never
though,
get rid of it,
like
but
herpes.
you live with it.
they
Yeah.
they have better ways to handle it now.
But isn't that concerning that they're not talking about it? Because, college kids are, rampantly, they're rampantly fornicating. And if they're not worried about, HIV,
I don't know.
Well, if someone has HIV, they target it. They go balls to the wall. No offense, but I mean, no pun. But they find out who that is. You know how the CDC has their ways
and they
of finding
track
out
and
where.
trace.
Oh yeah.
And,
I mean,
and you got to
last
tell
thing
all your partners. And
I mean, they track it down. I mean,
well, they
it's-
should.
But I think once if it becomes rampant again, I'm sure that they'll start spreading the news. It's amazing you have someone like Magic Johnson, a basketball star from the 80s,
Yeah, like
late
this.
70s to 80s, and he got AIDS, and they still let him play for a short while.
Did he have AIDS full blown, or did he have HIV?
HIV.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
don't think it developed into AIDS.
That's correct.
he never allowed it to develop. Let it develop.
Yeah, I think
into
a lot of
AIDS 'cause,
people. I think a lot of people have HIV these days. It's just they've figured out a way to stop it transforming into AIDS. Right?
Yeah, that's great. Because it was a death sentence for a long time.
It was.
Wow.
I think it still is. I think they still have a pretty bad cases over in Africa.
Right.
You hear that AIDS is rampant over there.
Where the medical, like they don't have access to
sure.
or
So
can't
what is
afford.
the difference between HIV and AIDS? I sure wish we can find that on the TV.
Well, HIV causes AIDS.
So
I don't know.
how? I mean, what is it? Is it?
So
Oh, I
HIV,
don't know, but
HIV compromises your immunity system.
Yeah, but
And
isn't that AIDS?
that's AIDS. HIV is not going to kill you. HIV kills your immune system to where you can't fight anything off.
Right.
It infects humans.
HIV infects humans and weakens the immune system, compromising the body's ability to fight off bacteria, viruses, and other agents that cause disease. AIDS is the disease that results from HIV, severely compromising a person's immune system. It almost sounds the same. So HIV infects humans and weakens the immune system.
So here's the difference, right?
So HIV is the virus?
No, HIV compromises your immune system from anything.
That's kind of like the
Like, see, it
vaccine
says-
we just,
yeah, it says
they were pushing
bacteria.
on people.
Yeah, it says bacteria, viruses, and other agents that cause disease, like general disease. Like there are people who have HIV that die of something other than AIDS.
Just because their immune system is
Correct.
weakened.
Correct.
And then AIDS is where their immune system gets annihilated.
No, it's literally the result of HIV. So it is the disease that is caused by HIV. So you can die from a number of things, AIDS being one of them, or anything else that manages to get past your immune system. Like you can die from pneumonia with HIV, or you can die of anything that causes disease. Right?
MRSA.
Bursa.
MRSA.
And what would Bursa be?
It's MRSA, MRSA, right?
Oh, MRSA.
No, I thought you said Bursa.
I heard Bursa too. What is MRSA?
That is that's the thing right there. It's the staph, right? That's when they close a school down because someone has MRSA and they like deep clean. It's highly infectious.
Oh, wow. Is that where they have like the Staph 1 and Staph 2?
Yeah. It's just,
is that another name for MRSA?
Yeah, it's crazy how we had all these other infections out there, and it's just those diseases, viruses are far worse than the COVID,
right?
And this COVID thing is just blown the fuck up.
Well, I think it just vanished. I mean, people were obsessed about COVID, completely obsessed.
Well, that's all driven by the media. I think people are still, there's a subset of this population that's still obsessed with it.
The media needs to be shot and killed.
But the media stopped talking about it.
Yeah, it just vanished.
But there's still a subset of people out there that are consumed about it.
I still see a lot of people wearing masks.
Well, that's fine. They can do what they like.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with it. I think what I'm saying is I'm affirming what you're saying.
Right.
If a lot of people are still wearing masks, they're obviously concerned.
Right. Well, Joe Biden's caught it twice now in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
They say it's a rebound. What the news was saying is he was taking that Paxlovid or whatever it's called, right?
Okay.
The antiviral pill that Pfizer came out with.
Okay.
And he was taking that. And they're saying one of the side effects is
you can get COVID.
It rebounds. Yeah, you get COVID.
Side effect is it causes COVID.
Yeah, it's like it makes it go away, but not 100%. So you're all of a sudden it kind of, but you still test positive.
Crazy.
I don't know, but they also said that he didn't have any symptoms the second time around either.
I just love how we're just like a total petri dish to these pharmaceutical companies. They're just coming out with pills and shots and vaccines, and it's all emergency use, and they're just kind of just experimenting on humans.
Yeah.
I really feel like that's what they're doing. So anyway, we didn't open. So this is our first podcast with in August.
It is because it's the second, right?
It sure is.
Yeah.
Welcome to August, and it's still the God blessed heat of summer.
It's not as bad the last couple of days.
It's been like not 103.
Yeah, it's been like 95 or 8.
No. 98, 99, 100.
No.
But not 103, 102.
Right. Yeah, isn't
that funny? We're like we celebrate it being 2 degrees cooler.
I know.
So
yeah, it's typical Texas summer though.
Yes,
that's what you got to keep in mind. It's your typical summer. You have years like this where you have stretches. It's not abnormal.
God, it's just so depressing though to look at the forecast, the 10-day forecast,
and see hundreds.
Oh, every single one. 102, 102, 101, 101, 102.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But this happens. It happens. People are like, oh, it's not climate change. It's weather.
I know.
And it happens. Next summer may be a low one.
Right.
With a bunch of hurricanes. Right.
No, I hear you.
And then they'll blame it on climate change again.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. Remember, like Texas used to be, and I'm talking, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of years ago, but it used to be an ocean, right? They have found fossils at the top of, our highest geological, hills and mountains and stuff. For it to have been a sea and is now no longer a sea, the climate changes.
Well, Antarctica used to be green.
Right. There we go.
Right.
There you go.
So did Greenland, for that matter.
Yep. So I think it naturally changes. Oh, and then on the heels of this, I read, and this has been a scandal before, where NASA's climate weather stations, right? They're not allowed to be within a certain number of proximity to urban affected heat. Like they can't be in a city. They can't be mounted on concrete. They can't be, you know what I mean? They have to be separated so that they are not affected by the abnormal high urban temperatures.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, the cities hold heat.
Correct.
All the cement.
Correct.
And exhaust and shit.
They went through and did a study, and 96% of them are affected by urban heat. That just came out last week.
Hold on. I heard something like that, but what do you
So-
urban heat?
Urban heat.
So okay, so you're saying that the study was nowhere near the urban area.
No, the study was of all the NASA weather stations that they use to collect, surface temperatures, right? And the rule is you cannot put it somewhere where there's going to get an abnormally high reading because it's mounted on concrete or sitting on a Starbucks,
Right.
or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And 96% of them were affected by urban heat.
So
Meaning-
are they going
meaning-
to account for that
They
or
need
move them?
they need to
Oh, so you're saying that 96% of them were located in the cities?
correct
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
and falsely registering high temperatures.
So what's the scientific community saying about this?
Uh,
Quiet.
it was kind of a story that went right by, like they all do.
Anything that goes against that narrative, right?
Oh yeah, I mean you can't have anything. I mean, because remember global warming, that the narrative started to fall apart. So then they changed it to climate
Right.
change, right? So
No,
anyway,
it's called weather.
Yeah, it's a fart in the wind. Those they've got they've got core samples. They had some dude on Joe Rogan, another Dr. Roberts, I believe, and he was talking about core samples and how they went back like 15,000 years, and they were saying that the heat kind of goes back and forth, and they were like, doing averages, and it says there's a variance of maybe plus minus 4 every year. Variance when you start adding them all up, and it says it's basically it's like a frequency. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It says you didn't see any changes because when they're looking down this ice sample that came out a core,
right?
they get down to like 5,000 years, and all of a sudden it drops down like 20 degrees, and then it goes right back into the same procedure. And that happened well within like 50 years. So it dropped down 20 degrees and then it bounced right back up. And then like 15,000 years is like when supposedly it was when they're projecting when, Antarctica may have had green back then at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. I mean, think about it. If that was green, what else was green? What was ice? I mean,
Yeah, right.
or was it all? Or did we not have any ice?
Right.
Is that
Which
what it was?
just means that there would be less land because that water would cover. If all the ice melted,
Yeah, it would
how
flood
much of the land
world.
would be covered?
Well, and that's exactly what the climate alarmists are arguing.
Right. But then they buy houses on the
Unless-
beach.
Well, they're up
unless-
in the wildfire-infested mountains of
No, Barack
California.
Obama.
Unless
he bought
it's
a
in the
house
form
right on
of
the beach
oxygen.
in Martha's Vineyard.
There you go.
Yeah, and here's another thing. If it were a real thing with the sea rising, and you want to go out and get a loan for $10 billion to build some property on the coast somewhere, there's not a bank on the planet. Because think about it, banks are owned by the elites.
Mm-hmm.
Who in their right mind would give somebody a loan?
If it were real,
yeah,
right? No, I hear you.
That's kind of what I'm.
Well, like
getting at.
Long Island, where all the extremely rich folks live, it's the Hamptons. That's all beachfront,
Right.
right? And that's probably one of the first things that would go. Would be that whole section.
So but they're saying that whole area is going to be completely underwater in 12 years, 10 years.
Well, 12 years.
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just not. It's just not true. There are so many things. Now, I will say this: that you've got like Italy and Greece, where you do have. I don't know if the ground is sinking or if the sea is rising, but you've got you have those canals, and you are riding through the canals on boats. Well, those houses that the boats are going through used to be on land at one point. So I'm thinking.
Like Venice.
Uh,
Venice is the one that has
no.
Yeah, with the gondolas.
the gondolas.
They,
Did I say it wrong?
No, I did.
Gondolas.
Florence is famous for the canals.
No, it's Venice.
Venice.
It's Florence.
Venice.
Venice.
Florence.
No, it's
two
Venice.
against one.
I'm not arguing. It is Florence.
It's
Oh
Venice.
boy, we have to fact check. Where are the gondolas?
Venice
in
does.
Italy?
Venice does have canals, but Florence is famous for their canals.
No, that's what Venice is famous for.
I've been there, both of them.
So have I. multiple times.
I was in the boat.
I created the canals.
I've been to Rome.
No, that is true. That's a fact. What I'm saying, but my point isn't even really Florence and Venice. It is more of the Greek area, the Greece. Where you've got these.
I see a lot of references to Venice. It says what to know about the gondola rides in Venice, Italy.
Well,
why don't I see Florence anywhere?
Well, because he didn't Google.
No, he just says where are the gondolas in Italy.
All right. Well, we'll type in there.
Yep.
What has more canals, Florence or Venice?
This would be interesting. And apparently, none of us are experts of
Italy.
Of Italy.
No.
Right. Italy. All right. While he's looking that up, why don't we you want to do a quick? Oh, well, he's already got it. Florence or Venice, which is better? Oh, we're both right. Look at you. It says the area of Venice is divided into 6, and it's gone now. Yeah, there we go. Florence is the cradle of Renaissance art.
I knew that.
Okay, keep going.
Well,
okay, yeah. No,
the folks that I went to school with over when I lived there, that's what they would say, is that Florence is more known for their Italian canals than Venice. Venice still has them. It's just a little bit different.
That's all Venice has.
I like how he goes right back to the mind.
Yeah.
So do we need to talk about the bourbon that we're drinking?
We do.
I don't know. What is the bourbon? I wasn't really impressed with it. It's
I like it better now. It's opened up some.
It came in a box.
It
had a wooden box, so it's got to be, you said, the most amazing
this is why we
ever.
Need to do some live shows. Because if we do a live show, we could be TikTok live, Instagram live, Facebook live, where we can have the millions of people listening to us responding. No, Jeff's full of shit. It's not Venice. No, Sean's full of shit. It's not Florence. Sean's an idiot anyways, but Florence is definitely not it. That kind of feedback would be kind of cool on the fly.
Can't be TikTok, though. I'm not giving dudes like us information to China.
We already have it.
Son of a...
We have listeners worldwide.
Oh, we have 2 in Ireland.
That's listened multiple times, so they've popped into the top 10 or 15, right?
They have?
Well, yeah, the top ones they've listed, but if you look at the map, it's everywhere.
So let's see. I got to remember.
So even though I unchecked
Slovenia.
all those boxes on TikTok, they're still sharing it. They're still reading all that because it says on there you can opt out on all that stuff. Which I did. After you mentioned it, I was like, shit. And I went in there, and sure enough, it said we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that. As far as the keystrokes, and I was like, man, check. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Why would you?
I know.
It's kind of like, what kind of default setting is that?
Yeah, it's shady.
Well, the default setting is give us full access to your phone, right?
Yes.
Most people aren't going to pay attention. Most people don't pay attention to that shit.
No, they don't. They don't care. They're thinking, I have nothing to hide. What do they? If they want to get something from my phone, more power to them. Who trying to screw you? Whatever.
Well, again, it all came down from Joe Rogan, right? He was talking about it. He actually read the terms and conditions for TikTok, and he couldn't believe it.
Right.
And it reads your keystrokes. It keeps track of all your keystrokes.
Oh shit! So your passwords.
Right. And it knows all your files on your phone.
And I know a lot of politicians that come out and spoke harshly about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're getting the inside. I mean, they're on the Intel committee, so they're like getting information about what China's doing with it.
Well, this is something that Trump had said a long time ago.
Yeah,
3 years ago, he was mentioning this. So but the thing that still bothers me, which I don't give a shit, I mean, I do care about them keeping track and stuff like that, and if I can opt out on that, I will. But it's still, they're still embedded in so many different softwares. Through everything.
Oh, you mean not just TikTok?
Yeah, just not TikTok. They're embedded in everything. They got their fingers in everything.
True.
Every little TV has if your TV, there are a lot of TVs out there that have microphone and cameras.
Right.
Every single TV there's back doors.
Why would they want to watch what you're doing in your living room?
Well,
I mean, all you're doing is sitting on your couch watching the TV. So why?
Well, there are a lot of two-way FaceTime program apps that are available through the TVs.
Okay, I get it.
So I mean, now there's an excuse to have.
But you see my point. Like, they're just wanting to like spy inside your house and see what kind of expensive stuff you have, or
I think it's a matter of because what I read
Mm.
is there's a company here in the U.S. who's trying to implement the Chinese social structure. You know, where it's social credits,
oh great,
and the way they're going to do that is getting your data off your phone,
right?
right?
And see if you've been a good person or a bad person somehow.
Correct. Do bullshit like that. Yeah. What are you buying? They're going to restrict what you could buy. Oh, you said
don't have
something
enough
bad.
points.
Your podcast really sucked this week, so we're going to give you 100 demerits.
It's more wokeness, right? You said something offensive on your podcast,
Correct.
so now you lost 50,000 points. So now we can't shop at Home Depot.
Yeah, no, you can't buy food this week.
Right. Oh, we'll starve. Oh,
or
I
you
see.
can't buy gas for your car.
Man, that's
what
harsh.
happened in China now. That's going on in China now.
You know, we
Social
were watching.
credits.
You ever seen the show? It's a TV series, I think, on Amazon. It's called Black Mirror.
I've never watched it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, there was. They had an episode that talked about social that social score thing, and there was, you know, they'd be all walking around. Everybody's super hypersensitive about how they're treating other people because they don't want to get dinged. And there was this lady that was in a bad mood or something horrible happened to her, and she bumped into somebody and just kind of let loose on her, and she was like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. And then her thing went bling bling. She lost like 5 points because she was a total biatch to the person that bumped into her.
Right.
I mean, that's what they're doing, that's where they're headed in China.
They're already doing it from what I've heard.
That's what I'm hearing too. I don't know how it works though. You know what I mean? I don't
Well,
know
they're going to what I've read.
I don't know what the criteria is.
What I've heard is they're going to an electronic currency, kind of like Bitcoin.
Cashless society.
Cashless society. So they're trying to move to
That's the great reset. Everybody keeps talking about the great
I guess
reset.
China's
too.
headed that way faster than anyone else, right? So they
Okay.
can control it, right? So they can say, you know, you're due 1,000 credits
Right.
this week,
You
right?
think you have money, but now you don't because we control it.
Right. And you piss somebody off, we're going to take some, and we're not going to let you spend it here. We're not going to let you do this.
Were you
You're not
beat-
going to go on your vacation.
Were you beat
because,
mixing there? You went you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's people.
Scary
Some
stuff,
people
man.
over here want that.
100 years from now, we may
Well-
not even recognize what this world is like. We
It
won't be
doesn't-
here, but
It doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter because it doesn't really matter to me now, but it may in the future. But I don't care if they keep track of. I mean, they're already keeping track of everything you buy.
right.
You know, so it's
From an
just like,
advertisement perspective, yeah.
from an average. No, I mean you use your credit cards. It keeps track of where what you've spent money on, and if you go to Kroger, I'm sure that there's some interfacing programs that will tie your Chase account to whatever you purchased.
Right.
And I mean I don't know how that language works, but I'm sure there's something there.
There is.
Yeah, and most of it's loyalty program stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it
Yeah.
is.
Because that's where you are literally opting in, you're volunteering to opt into it.
So
Like
when you do
Capture
that,
my stuff.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
previous company I worked for were working on brilliant technology where they had geofencing. I mean, I think I kind of highlighted a little bit of this, but you could be walking into a mall. It knows that you walked into the mall, and it says, "Hey, you bought that scarf last week. We've got the hat that you were also looking at, or that matches that scarf. 80% off if you come by right now."
Well, that's the way Disney is, big time.
Crazy.
You basically live on your phone down there. They have the app. They know exactly where you're at in the park.
Right.
So as you're walking by a store, if you opt into it, if you walk by a store, they'll little notification, hey, stop in for an ice cream cone.
$5 off.
Or we know you're looking for ice cream. Hey, you just walked by so-and-so ice cream.
Right.
Stop in for some Star Wars shirts. And there's virtual reality shit as well that you can hold your phone up and see. So they know where you're at.
Yep. And they saw, and
As
they're
you
like,
walk by.
"We saw you looking at that girl in the blue skirt. She's over here at this restaurant."
That's not that specific, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yeah, the whole thing when you're in everybody, if you go to Disney these days, you have to be on your phone. for the
Oh
most
yeah,
part.
you'll miss out.
Yeah, and you'll miss out, and they control. I mean, there's a lot of benefit to it as well because you can see how long lines are.
Oh, of course.
Hey, let's go hit this right now. Shit.
No, it's not all Big Brother stuff. I mean,
Right.
they're trying to maximize your experience while you're there because the biggest stress, and you can talk about this, but the biggest stress is we got limited time to spend here, and we want to maximize
Right.
everything we're doing. Like there are people that like, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go here, we're gonna hit everything,
Right.
and then we're gonna chill by the pool, and then we're gonna go. I mean, balls
Right.
to the wall,
Well, that was a good thing when my wife and I went down there. I don't know, a couple months ago. Is we didn't have an agenda
Good.
or timeline or
Well,
anything.
because you didn't have the kids with you.
We didn't have the kids. I've been there multiple times,
Right.
and there are things I wanted to do, and if I didn't get to do them, I was just like, the ride's the same as it was 6 years ago.
I'm not all that obsessed with rides anymore. I'm kind
It
of
was
done with
more
that whole thing.
right. It was more the experience, and because they do an excellent job down there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely immersive,
Yeah, you just wanted to get shit-faced in every bar that you could find.
and I succeeded at that.
Especially the Star Wars one.
The Star Wars one was cool.
Yeah, you get to stay later because like you have a certain amount of time you're allowed to be in there.
Well, you're supposed to be in there for 45 minutes.
That's crazy.
And
That's like nothing
no,
in a
it's not-
bar.
It's not. But the thing is, it's extremely popular, and Julie and I got extremely lucky to get a reservation because there was a tremendously long line to get in.
Right.
And I just happened to look, and I think it's called Uga's Tavern or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, oh, there's one at 6:00, and I took it.
How would that even be possible?
Someone canceled,
Same day.
and I just happened to be on there at the right time, and I snagged it.
Oh wow.
So I walked up. There's this big long line. You just walk up. It was like I have an appointment at 6, or was it 6 or 6:15? They're like, all right, follow me.
Did you feel like a VIP?
I did. I looked at him and went, bitch.
Yeah, you like double bird the whole line.
Grabbed my crotch and
Oh, nice. Suck it. Yeah. I got an appointment, bitch.
yeah. No, they led you in, and it's the cantina style, right? Looks like the cantina from Star Wars.
They had
And,
that music going.
not exactly, but yeah, they had the little DJ up there and playing the music and
He looked like an elephant.
No, he was a robot.
Oh, he's a robot.
some
They
sort.
didn't have all the creatures
Or a-
playing the
or a
instruments and
droid.
stuff.
No, at least I didn't see that.
Oh, that'd have been cool, even if they were animatronic.
Yeah, no, they didn't have that. They had some DJ up there spinning records.
Ah, nice. Spinning records.
So our spot was at the bar, right? So we sat at the bar, which I prefer. They had tables around as well, and they're like, "You have 45 minutes," and
So line them up.
line. Yeah, so
Did
we
you
got- we-
really?
we
You
got
ordered
food-
like 8 drinks.
well,
and
no,
just-
we kept going, right? The bartenderess was very good, very nice, and we just kept buying, right? So we were there for an hour and a half.
Was she hot?
No,
Were you
she was very nice.
were you
Was she
kinda-
dressed like an alien?
were you flashing hundreds? Is that why she
It's all
kept you there?
cashless. It's all cashless.
Oh
There is
my
no
gosh,
cash.
That's crazy.
Was she dressed like a Star Wars caricature?
Just like a maybe a uniform from the rebellion or something like that. Nothing outrageous or anything like
Hmm.
that.
Sounds kind of.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, sounds sexy to me.
I think I'm going to go work there for a week and then keep the outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, it was very cool. So they had some unique drinks and the foods.
I'm in.
I mean, they look unique. They're standard foods, but they've dressed it up to look like
Right.
tongues and bits of
Super
animals
cool.
and stuff.
You know what? I've only been there once. We had a horrible experience. We're like the one family in America that like thought Disney sucks. But when you describe like if I were to go with my wife, totally different
Right.
cadence, totally different purpose. I would actually be excited to go. But I mean, now they're kind of crazy woke, so I don't know if I can support them.
Yeah. Well, the park wasn't.
Yeah.
The park, we didn't experience any of that at the park. And
You get some with little rainbow souvenir areas.
well, they do. Each
Oh,
store.
yeah.
Each
You were
store
showing
had
the
their,
merchandise.
Each
Yeah.
store had their pride section, but outside of that, none of the craziness that you read about. I didn't experience any of that.
that is so crazy
It's
to
crazy.
think about that. That you have a gay or a pride section at a souvenir shop. Why would you need one?
At every single souvenir shop.
I'm just like, why? I mean,
Because they're showing their support for the LBGQB by WeW community.
Yeah.
it's just that they don't have a white pride area or black pride or
Well, that's
that's-
everywhere else.
That's
Or-
default. Yeah, that's the default.
Is it default?
I don't know.
I'll tell you
And to
what.
be honest, I didn't find
For
there,
that-
there are very few people looking at the merchandise.
Right.
Well, that's because they're expensive as shit, probably.
Well, everything is.
Yeah.
Everything
right.
is, yeah.
Everything
there-
is.
There's
But they're
probably a little area you can go where you can donate a kidney.
yeah.
Did you guys hear about Sesame Place? Do you know what that is?
You mean Sesame Street?
Is that the
No.
one where the parents are suing?
Yes. So I don't know
Ridiculous.
what Sesame Place is. I'm assuming it's a resort, kind of like Disney World.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it'd be wonderful if we could look at it and see what it is. But Sesame Place And yes, there was an African American family, and the daughter was wanting to get a hug from, like, I don't know, Big Bird,
Or Elmo or something like
Elmo,
that. One of the
somebody like
characters,
that.
right?
And there's got to be more to the story because they wagged their finger at somebody. I don't know if it was that girl, and they said, no. Like, I don't know.
Didn't hug the girl.
Didn't hug the girl. You know what they're suing for?
It's like
$25 million.
It's a money grab.
It's a money grab, and hopefully they'll settle for $1 million.
They need to settle for nothing.
So in the aftermath of a now viral video of the little black girls who were ignored by costumed amusement park employees.
Yeah, it's that one right there.
A Baltimore law firm has filed a class action lawsuit against the Sesame Place for $25 million.
Yeah, let's look at the video. Let's size it up ourselves. All right, so they're walking. They can't even see anything. They're not even sure what they're doing. Yeah, okay. So she was walking by.
I don't think they're allowed to hug kids while they're doing their parade.
They're doing like high fives.
Yeah, maybe it puts them.
Okay, so showing it again. All right, they're walking by. They're high-fiving people. High-fiving. They wag at somebody. The person. Who knows?
Weird.
Who knows? You can't possibly know what's going on there, and there's certainly not enough for a $25 million lawsuit.
Right.
I mean, that's the state of this country, man. Anything bad happens, and they just assume it's racism or.
Well, that was weird. I wish you could see more of the video than this because that just doesn't really show. Because right now,
doesn't show you context.
High fives, and then it says no to somebody else, and then the little girl's no.
Right.
So was there a black person in the back?
I don't know.
Did they say, "Can we have a hug? Maybe, can we get a picture?"
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, no, I can't stop. Or something
I wonder
like
if they've got any audio on that.
No,
yeah,
I'm sure they're commenting over it.
Where they're saying, "Hey, can I have a hug?"
The suit alleges multiple costume characters ignored a 5-year-old
multiple
little black girl
costume
during a
characters
event last month.
Anyway.
Yeah,
whatever, man.
Whatever. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Like, get over it. The girls were upset, and you know what? Like the story I told when I was in the airport at Green Bay. There was a father there with 2 young sons. And we just happened to be there, and I was not having any clue what was going on. And all of a sudden, these big dudes start walking in, right? One after another. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, those are the Green Bay Packers. They're going to a game or whatever.
Right.
Well, and that's why that father was there with his 2 sons, right? And they were talking to different people that came in, and they were clearly waiting for somebody in particular. It was Reggie White. Reggie White walks in, and the father kind of steps in front of him to say, Mr. White, Mr. White. And the kids were like, Mr. White, Mr. White. And Reggie White, pastor, he's a pastor, by the way, puts his hand on the father's chest and pushes him out of the way. I watched this. It was an empty lobby.
Really?
Empty, completely empty lobby. There was the father, the 2 kids, Reggie White, and another teammate with him. So there were no crowds and people standing there, everybody trying to sign. I mean, he was alone with that father and son.
So do you think he was still a hero of that family after that?
Oh, yeah, heck no. Oh, I guarantee those kids have now grown up to, have no respect for, Anyway, he literally put his hand in his chest and moved him out of the way.
What'd the guy do?
No, you saw that in video? Or
No, I was there.
You were there?
I was there in the lobby of the Green Bay airport and watched this happen. And I was pissed. And then I watched him walk by, and I'm like, oh, my God, did you just see that? And the kids start crying. Both of them started bawling. And the father just hugged him and consoled him, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Was that a $25 million lawsuit?
You should have posted up on Reddit. You want to just?
All right. Oh, yeah, I did. I walked over there. Yeah, man. What's up? What's up, Jay?
Then he just slammed you.
Yeah. Well, that's how I now have one leg shorter than the other.
Ball bust him and put a little ding ding.
I kind of flew away. All right. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it warrants a lawsuit. Sorry. I mean, you know what? People get their feelings hurt every day.
Yeah, I get my feelings hurt every day.
Yeah.
No one cares about me.
Yeah, you're probably number 1 on the list.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bourbon we're drinking is kind of a horror movie type title. Blood Oath.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blood Oath.
Blood Oath.
Packed 8.
And it came in a coffin, a little wooden coffin.
The only thing I'm going to say is It's not. It's very oaky and oily.
So where'd you get it? Like, where'd this come from? I wasn't with you guys. You guys kind of
This is
snuck
this
off
is
without
total-
me.
Because again, you're gallivanting across the country and
Nah, I don't-
world
First off, I don't gallivant anywhere.
on your private
Gallivanting
jet.
everywhere.
I don't. Oh,
Taylor
like,
Swift.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Well, she loaned it out to me.
It's one of those 170 times since the beginning of the year.
So this
I'm
bourbon has
one of the 170 flights that she's getting torn up for.
So how old is this?
Well, it's a combination of whiskeys.
It is
Oh, okay.
A 14-year ride bourbon,
a three blend. Keep going.
an
Yeah.
11-year ride bourbon, as well as an 8-year ride bourbon.
Oh, all three ride.
You're right. Finished in Calvados casks.
I
that
don't
have
know
been
what that
blended
means.
together to form this release. So each pack is different, right? It's this guy who puts it together.
Oh, read the next paragraph. If you don't know what Calvados is, read that. That's great.
For those unfamiliar with it, is an apple or pear brandy from the Normandy region in northwestern France.
Fantastic.
Distilled from cider and aged for a minimum of 2 years in oak casks. These casks impart what's described as their unique aroma and flavor into the bottling.
I got to be honest, I don't really taste it, but it's kind of a neat legacy.
I smell apple pies now.
Do you? Everything now, all this pear.
Grandma's apple pie.
Yeah, all this. What is it? Pear and what? Pear
Apple.
and pear and apple brandy. God, yeah, it's overpowering me. All this.
Now that I know it's there.
Yeah, all this pear and apple is just. Oh wow, it's just enveloping me.
No,
Yeah,
I don't taste it.
I don't taste it either, and I got to be honest, I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed either. It's kind of a dud.
That's not a dud.
Well, that's harsh.
Yeah. It's not a dud.
For being in a wooden box, I would have been more impressed.
Well, I think the exclusivity of it, I was expecting more, right?
Me
Because
too.
they had one bottle and we got it.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
we got it. We scooped it up because we're kind of like, I'm not missing out in case it is.
You guys got to
You know,
run out the score.
I think if it were a little hotter, it may offer a little bit more in depth as far as the taste goes.
It's not light. It's 100 proof.
I thought it was like 94, 96.
98.6.
Yeah, I mean,
There you go. So it was not 100.
the 1 point. Yeah, the
1.4.
1.4
Yeah,
proof.
well,
Yeah, that's what makes it fall short. Let's email them. It needs 1.4 more proof.
Right.
No,
but
my point is, I'm just thinking it could be a little hotter because it doesn't taste very hot to me. I mean, it was very
to me, it could be more
fumy.
flavorful. Not necessarily hotter,
It has
but
a
maybe
very
maybe that's
strong
where you're
nose.
going. Maybe because we know that the higher proofs are richer. So maybe that's
You
what you're thinking.
spilling.
I'm trying to
I'm
help. you out.
gyrating over here. I was trying to trying to whip the ice cube in there to add flavor. Damn it!
Yeah, it's not really helping it.
Yeah, so this says it retails for 120. We did not pay 120.
Did we
for
say
it.
what the name of it was? Oh, it's Blood
It was
Oath.
Blood Oath.
I know, but it's
Comes out once a year.
Yeah, it's
This is the 8th version of it
okay, and it's made
by Lux Row.
Lux Row. Okay,
He makes a shit ton of bourbons.
okay, fair enough. And I know it's aged in barrels from Normandy, apple and pear brandy.
No, it's finished. It's not aged.
Finished.
It's finished. So
but it is a Kentucky bourbon.
Well, yes. So he blends it with those three whiskeys. So he blends it and then pours it into the Calvados and then ages it for another
After they've already been aged.
Right. So I don't know how long he's aged it in the Calvados cask, but
A week or two, maybe.
maybe could be.
We're gonna get an email on that one.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
it didn't actually. It just poured through the cask. So
Just-
there's a hole in the bottom, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, a little strainer.
Right.
Or better yet, there's a hole in the about 1/3 up. So
But I
they
like
fill it, and
Just so that they
just
can put that
overflows.
paragraph
But I like
in
it
there.
better now than when it first opened the bottle.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
I think it was very oaky
Yeah.
when I first
Yeah,
tasted
you guys
it.
said thick and oily,
Yeah.
which made me apprehensive to even try it. So anyway, there you go.
I like it. It's good.
It's not bad. It's
But
not bad.
for
I wouldn't
the,
call it a dud,
no.
like Sean was saying.
Yeah.
But
But I
But
think it's good.
but
But
we've had better.
yeah, we've had better, and I was hoping for more, just because of how hard it is to get.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, I think this is what we're learning. It's like so much of this is obviously massively personal taste
It is. Well,
I mean-
quality also does not equate to price either.
or taste.
Right.
Like, some people don't want smooth. Some people don't want fruity and caramely.
Right.
Some people want hard spice,
Listen to this.
burn in your throat.
Right.
I was dogging. I wasn't dogging. I was sharing that I could smell the metal when we're doing our samples.
Yes.
And it gets in the way of me trying to smell. So I was thinking, I'm Googling different types of thick, I put in there thick cognac or thick schnifters. And I'm reading on this one, it says that these schnifters hold 17.3 ounces.
That's a horrible idea.
That's like the full bottle.
Yeah. That would basically
That'd
be
be the
like,
entire bottle.
that'd be our last podcast.
Yeah. Each of us have, it's like a big aquarium.
Whatever happened to them? Oh, the three of them, they didn't make it.
I don't know.
They went for the
They
entire
got
bottle.
the big glass shifter or whatever you call it.
Snifter.
They just
I
combusted.
don't think you're supposed to fill it.
All
to-
three
you have to double
airlifted
hand
after
that.
drinking 17 ounces. All right. Anyway.
Yeah,
So-
well, I was just knowing there's some large glasses because I was trying to look for something that's because the problem with those Glencairn glasses and some of the snifter glasses is they're just extremely fragile. You know, you put one on its side, crack. You know, you got to be very careful with it. So I'm looking for something that will offer the size,
And not jeopardize the taste.
glass.
Well, I've got rocks glasses down there. I got them for my birthday.
Yeah, rocks glasses work too, but you know these snifters and the Glencairn glasses are designed to hone in the smell.
Oh, right.
And
It's
for
got
swirling
that,
and-
it's got that curve where it focuses.
Focuses the nose.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well,
So-
I say we get out the Glencairns again.
Yeah.
We could ultimately pour it in here with the cube, but I think we start with the Glencairns
Yeah,
and then we pour it in there.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
That way we get a better initial experience.
That would work. That would work. All right. So you have something interesting on the table
Yeah.
that you got in the mail.
My penis.
Okay.
in the mail.
Okay. I was actually.
Oh, on the table.
Well, yeah, I was looking over there. I wasn't looking through your glory hole.
Wow.
God. Anyway,
He's a
yes.
glory hole.
Well, that's what he said. Is
No, I did not mention glory hole.
he said the P word?
Glory starts with what?
You didn't hear him.
He said penis
I know.
on the table.
On air.
All right, we're getting sidetracked here.
Wait, we're getting sidetracked because of
Yes.
your misdirection.
Yes. All right. Walk us through what you got in your hand there.
Anyway.
Oh, God, that sounds bad.
Yeah, well, stop petting it. I mean, you're
When you lay them up like that, how can you not
Put your penis
just
away
hit
and
it?
read what the piece of paper.
he named it lady.
All right.
Lady, go sit down.
All right. So we all get these in the mail. It's these.
I haven't got one of those.
These. Well, maybe not. I've never gotten one like this either. Anyway, I got something in the mail today, and there is this hard.
Kind of nifty.
Uh,
Ooh, it's hard.
I could feel it through the envelope. This long, hard thing, and I opened it, and it's one of these sweepstakes giveaways.
Giggity.
Giggity. And it says you may be a finalist in our 2022 Tesla Model 3 giveaway, and it's got this little. I don't even know what you would call this.
Looks like a small little thermostat /vape /.
It looks like a vape. That's the first thing I thought of. That's exactly what I thought of, that it was
Yeah.
a vape. I said, wow, Jeff's vaping.
About 2 inches long, 3 inches maybe. I don't know. But when I got it, there was. You remember you get some of these things. You have to pull the little plastic tab to get the battery to work. right?
Yes. Okay.
So it had this. It was covering the number. So I pull it, and it all lights up nice and bright, and it has this 5-digit number, 6-digit number. And it says,
How exciting.
if this number matches the number on the scratch off below, you win one of these 4 prizes. So of course my number matches. So I was excited.
You have a trip to Venice?
No,
No, it's Florence.
no,
He
it's
won.
Florence. Florence
Oh.
to get to Canals.
Which is it? Which one have the canals?
So anyway,
They both have canals. All right. It's just that Venice is a larger city.
Oh my God! Please stop talking. We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
No, we haven't. Not to its conclusion.
well, we win. So because we're right.
Yeah, that's right. 2-1.
So
So you did not win. You're lying.
No, I did win, and I'll explain to it what I did win. So the 4 prizes. One's a new Tesla or $50,000, your choice. The second one is a 7-day Princess cruise with airfare for 2.
Nice.
The third is a Samsung 70-inch LED
Okay. Okay.
TV, and the fourth is a new Apple iPad Air.
And the 5th is a little black thing with red dots on it, red lights on it.
Yeah.
That's attached to this piece of
Right.
paper.
Right. So anyway, I turned it over and I was reading the terms and conditions, And basically, it's one of these that the winning numbers and the prizes associated with them will be posted in our office. You have to come in physically and sit through our 90-minute with your spouse.
Shut
You have to sit
up.
through our 90-minute presentation.
It's a timeshare.
It's a
Like a timeshare presentation.
They're not calling it a timeshare,
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're calling it a travel agency.
Right.
And then after that, you get to compare your number that was in your neat little electronic thing to see what prize you get. So I was looking at the odds, right?
Okay.
Which I found was funny.
So 1 out of 2?
So the available prizes, the Tesla, odds of winning are 1 in 500,000.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Which is not bad considering these things.
I can't believe you didn't win that.
Right. The TV and the other one is 1 in 500,000. Right. So the TV and the AirPad or the iPad is also 1 in 500,000.
Worse odds than the Tesla?
No, it's the same. So they have.
Oh, you said 50,000. You meant 500,000 for the Tesla.
500,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
1 in 500,000. Actually, the Tesla is 1 in 500,000. The TV is 1 in 500,000, and the iPad is 1.
Okay, all the same odds.
Which means they have 1 that they're going to give away.
Right.
Well, the trip, which they're a travel agency.
Right.
The odds in winning.
Okay, I'll read the odds.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a mathlete. Yeah. It is. Let's see here.
Did I not show you?
Yes, it does. 499 billion 997 million 500,000.
Do you know what you're doing?
Is that right?
No. Do you know what you're doing?
It says. Well, it's got a shitload of numbers. It's got a whole bunch of numbers there. It's got 12 numbers.
It's 499,997 to 500,000.
Oh, I don't see.
So basically,
there's a colon in there.
They're going to send 500,000 of these out, and they're all going to win. They just want you to get into their.
Oh, there was a colon in there. I couldn't see that. It's very dimly lit.
There's a colon.
A colon. Oh wow, that's good odds.
Yeah, so everyone's going to win, right?
If you go in.
If you go in, you're going to get the.
You know, there are people that do that.
Oh yeah, then it says in there, this does not account for any taxes or fees or boarding fees or excursion fees and all kinds of stuff like that. So
I mean, there are people. They have things all the time. Come in and check out our real estate property, and we'll give you a free bag of clubs.
Right.
Right, and then they come over here and do this, and that's what they do on the weekends. Yeah. It's like we go to estate sales, and we haven't done it in a while. But we go to estate sales. That's what these people do. It
used to be like that when you go to the bank. You know, you open up a bank account. You get the free set of steak knives every year.
You get a toaster.
Yeah, there's a toaster. A little complimentary BB gun. Don't poke your eye out.
This is in New Jersey?
I don't know what it was.
Oh, okay, because you sounded all weird.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
did a steak knife.
But you're right. I mean, I could go in there and I could get a 7-day cruise for my wife
I would rather scratch my eyes out. Those things are so painful.
My wife and I did it once. We stayed at a Hilton down when we went to Disney World 15 years ago or something like that, and it was free to stay there. No, we had reduced pricing, but you got free tickets to the parks.
Right.
As long as you sit through our hour and a half program. It was a timeshare.
Right.
And I don't know if you ever sat through one of those, but those are hardcore sales. People trying to close you. Hardcore.
And then you want to leave, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, they're bringing their manager out, and
they don't let you leave.
They're working up all these numbers, and I was just like, we can't do it. We had I think Brandon was brand new, and we were paying daycare, and I was just like,
he's brand new.
Yeah, he was a baby, right? And I was just like, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. Well, if you split this out over 30 years, it's only $234 a month. And I was like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Well, if you do it over this and you do this, I will bring it down to $200 a month.
Right.
No, I can't do it.
You should have said, you know what?
They get pissed off at the very end because
you should have said, I can't decide. I tell you what, if you let us come back for free again, let us one more stay, see if I really, really like this place. I mean, I think we're drawn to it.
It's a nice place.
I think we could do this, but we need to stay here for free one more time. to really make a decision.
So it's
I
2
bet you
hours
they do it.
of being
I bet
miserable,
you they would do it.
having them pull your leg.
Correct.
And after that, it was all, you get a free hotel stay
And tickets into the parks, yes.
And when you said no, they like, get the hell
Oh,
out
they're
of
pissed.
here.
Yeah. Like, oh, we just wasted an hour on you, or a half hour, however long it was.
They said that?
No, but that's the feeling you
I
get,
know.
right?
Well, I mean, they work hard.
They do. Just,
But it's
I
just,
could do it. I wouldn't want to do it.
Oh, my God. No way.
I would be like, straight up with somebody, look, I'm here for the free shit.
We said that.
That's all I'm here for.
They still fight. I mean, they still
You
convince
still have to
people.
sit down and listen to me.
Yeah.
And then once you're there, it's like that's when they start pulling out all the sales tactics.
What if you had headphones on? What do you think they'd say?
I'm deaf.
Yeah. I can hear you.
You've got the inner monologue like, do, 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 do,
Singing.
do, do.
Right, you're just sitting there singing out loud.
Free Disney.
Right. But it was a beatdown, man. It was a true beatdown.
Living on a prayer.
And we walked out there, it was like,
That
we're
wasn't
never
the
doing that
song.
again.
That was Be Happy.
Oh. Well, I was just singing whatever was on my hearing aids when I was supposed to be listening to the timeshare.
Well,
Oh
that's
my
true. You
God.
could tune in the
You could
music.
just-
You could be like,
Yes, absolutely. I'll just sing out loud.
Shelly,
my
you take care of
God.
I'm listening to Nightwish.
it. There you go.
Yeah,
You start singing that to them.
Whoa.
There you go.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
I name dropped.
Just Nightwish.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of name dropping, we really got to figure out how to get the Snarky Puppy.
Did you see they dropped a new video the other day?
I saw that.
It was good.
I would be in on that deal. I know
You
you
don't
guys.
like that kind of music.
aren't
Yeah,
really-
you don't like it.
It's cool jazz.
Yeah, but you get burned
But
out.
it's not cool change.
Okay.
Nice. See how I worked that in?
Yeah, you kind of worked that in.
All right, what is the name of the new one that just came out? I mean, I've seen it, but I
It's
forgot.
called
It.
Bet or something like that.
So, Mr. Producer, if you could pull up YouTube, Snarky Puppy, Beth.
Bet. I think. Just pull up Snarky Bet. It'll come up. It's brand new. It came out like a day or two ago.
I
Yeah.
feel like you guys get together on another night and talk about Snarky Puppy without me.
No,
No.
Jeff and I are just on the same page when it comes to coolness.
Yeah, Bet.
Oh,
We don't even.
Yeah, there it is.
that's my bad. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
it really is. So,
That top one there.
yeah,
All right. So what kind of music is this? Here we go.
this
Listen to
guy's his jam. And you start recognizing the session players.
They have a lot of artists.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Snarky Puppy.
Yeah, they're like 30 instrumentalists in a room. I mean,
Oh
they
my
have,
God, they have 1 million people.
They have 2 drummers and 3 additional percussionists.
How do they decide who does what? I mean, when there's 4 guitarists,
The homeboy jamming on the flute. Do you see that?
he's a flautist.
He writes it all.
Look, he's got a Deep Ellum shirt on.
He's got your neck thing going on. So there's no, it's just instrumental jazz.
Well, this one is.
No singing.
There are
A
singing.
couple of them have singers.
Yeah.
I could dig a woman's voice to some of this.
All right, fast forward to about the middle of it.
Yeah, the solo's pretty cool.
Oh, that didn't do anything, did it? It was about to hit right when he.
So they got everything. They got strings, 2 drum sets.
They cater to. Well, it depends on who. They do have artists. They had. I forgot it. Joel.
You know what's crazy?
Pell.
They're just jamming. They're just jamming. It's just like a jam session.
No
What they
sheet
say.
music.
But they're all in
Yeah.
sync and they're all playing the same thing. I find it amazing.
Look at all these people that are sitting around them with
They all have
earphones on.
headphones on. Yeah. Hey, see if you can back out of this one, Mr. Producer, and let's look at another song with it. Let's see if they've got some vocals.
There's
So
a
this
solo.
is like a concert.
Yeah, I mean,
This
he's
is pretty good.
He's got that little Eric Clapton thing in his mouth.
Well, okay, what is he doing with his mouth? Why is he? What's going on with his mouth and the tube?
He's got that tube
It's
where
a Vox box, isn't it?
What it does is it shoots audio into his mouth, and he uses his mouth as a contortionist to channel the sound. So he can open up his mouth and close it, and it creates that.
Peter Frampton does that.
Yeah.
I've never. Okay, I remember Peter Frampton having weird singing.
That's
Okay,
cool.
that was a little weird.
Yeah, well, they're all different. I would love to scroll down. Let me get rid of that. And let's see
How
here.
did you guys even hear about Snarky Puppy?
I played him up here for you guys once.
I know, but where'd you hear about it?
Scroll down.
I just happened
Stumbled on it on TikTok.
I stumbled on it.
Yeah, keep going.
I actually stumbled on that guy, Larnell Lewis.
Scroll down. Keep going.
I stumbled on him first.
And he was like talking about Snarky Puppy.
No, then I was like, "Who is this Larnell Lewis?" And then I found Snarky Puppy.
All right,
Is he one of the artists?
He's
do
the drummer,
the lady
yeah.
right there.
The drummer.
I don't.
All right.
So we'll just do this one right here.
I don't know this.
This
song.
is La.
Yeah. I don't know this one. It's Lala Hathaway, but
She's a singer, apparently.
yeah, but this is like hard cold jazz,
Right.
and it's.
All right. We'll see how this goes here.
I've never heard this one.
It's something you and I have something. How I long to be around when you can see that you and I have something.
They always have people sitting around with headphones on.
Coming, oh, it's something.
They have so many instruments that it's extremely difficult to manage the audio that comes out of those instruments, where if you're in a big auditorium, you can't hear everything. So it really, if you go into a soundproofed area and mic everything, you get truly studio quality stuff.
That's cool. I could put this on in the background and like decompress.
Right. I think it's good shit, man.
I'm not a big jazz,
Well, these are local guys
it's
too.
not that I don't like it. I'm not familiar with it. I know a lot of people go to jazz venues, right?
Lingus is probably one of their most popular songs. And
interesting. All right. So, have you guys ever been to
no.
You ever been to a jazz venue where you guys kind of just chill and have a beverage?
No, we haven't. I mean, I've been to a jazz venue before, but I've never gone to one of these performances before. So these guys, some of them started off in a band called Soul Kitchen, SOL Kitchen, and they're started off in Denton.
Oh, wow.
They all went to the university.
UNT.
You saying these guys are all local?
Not all of them.
Well,
not all of them.
Yeah, they started off local.
The bass, the guy who started it, the bass player.
Yeah,
he's the one who started. He writes all the music. I don't know about all the music, but he writes the music, composes it, and he started here in UNT with a few other folks. And the keyboardist that had the tube,
yeah,
he was UNT as well, I believe.
Nice. All right, sorry, keep going.
Well, I mean, so they just started off local, and they made a pact where we're only going to stay local. We're not going anywhere else on the planet. You got to come here, and that was Soul Kitchen. Well, that didn't work out for some of the guys. They're like, well, good luck with that, and they left. But in fact, there's some players left in Soul Kitchen, because I remember they were playing in a venue where, honestly, they weren't very sharp at all. And they played at, it's not the Texas Jive. It was owned by the same owners, the Abbey Under. And they played at the Abbey Under. And I shit you not, there were like 30 artists sitting up on the stage. And based on what I heard, it was a fucking train wreck.
Really?
Yeah, because it just, everyone's got their own thing going on. So
and it didn't mesh.
It didn't work well in that environment.
Yeah, it'd be really hard, like acoustically.
Because it's just some instruments are loud, and and it's just and some are quiet, and you have to bring those up, and it's just there's a lot of sound management that has to happen, and that's why they opt to do it in a controlled environment. Otherwise,
I totally get that.
They do go on concert though. I don't think they have that many people when they go on concert, though.
But
Because they do play live.
it's just one guy.
No, there's
There's still a
probably-
bunch, but they don't have 30 people like they got here, right?
Right.
They may. I
Well,
mean,
they
like
may.
Lingus, I think they have like 30.
Well, you can't count like the
like
80 the 80
Well, there's a
people
lot.
that are
There's
sitting
just a
around with
lot.
headphones
They played
on.
down at the Magnolia. We were going to go see them in February. Of course, that's one of the things we said we're going to do. We never did. But they were at the Magnolia.
I can kick myself for that.
Yeah,
now,
I
man.
know. And
Oh, it's like my fault, bitch.
No,
is.
it is.
It's all your fault.
We actually were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
Very disappointed in you.
But they
Lord.
were playing live down there in a venue, right? So,
Well, what's the schedule? Bring up the schedule. We'll find out where they play next and
They're
let's make it happen.
actually touring with Steely Dan right now.
Oh.
And they're opening for Steely Dan.
Are they in Scotland?
They could be. I don't know. They travel over in Europe quite a bit.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, that's something we'll have to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, I'd like to be one of those.
And
folks.
didn't you guys also want to go
Well,
see?
let me pull up Snarky Puppy's
You
schedule.
also wanted to
since-
see Nightwish,
Yeah, I
and
looked
they're
at
playing in Red Rocks
No,
in Colorado.
no, that's already done and passed. We already missed our opportunity to see them.
Oh, bummer.
We had to go middle of May to see them in Colorado.
Why wouldn't you do that? You guys love those people. I mean, I don't get it, but
Because I
kidding.
was in.
I'm kidding.
I think I was going to Disney World that same
All
time.
right, so Snarky Puppy.
Just didn't work.
They're all over the place. So
They
like
are.
October in October they're in France. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I mean. They're over in Europe quite a bit.
Dublin, Ireland, the Glasgow, United Kingdom, Bristol, United Kingdom, Manchester, London, Paris, France, Brussels, Belgium, Amsterdam, Nancy, France, Cologne, Germany, Zurich, Switzerland,
Wow.
Austria, Hungary,
A big
the
European
Czech
tour.
Republic. Yeah, I'm trying to find the very bottom where they actually come
Are
back
they
to
in
the United
Prosper
States.
at all?
Prosper,
whoa, whoa,
Prosper
whoa.
Stadium.
Here we go. So come March 2023, they marched the Palace Theater in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Did they come home?
Yeah, in
It's a little far.
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin,
Too far.
Chicago,
Chicago.
Why would you go to
Kalamazoo,
Chicago?
Cleveland, Buffalo,
shot.
Boston,
I know they may not
Amherst,
survive it.
New York, Philadelphia,
East
Washington,
Coast. Central
Pittsburgh,
East
Columbus,
Coast.
Huntington, Nashville, Atlanta, Georgia, and that's it. What the frack, man?
They're not
They're
coming
nowhere
back.
near us.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Nashville or Atlanta may be the closest.
All right, so that means that's out. But what's in is Bourbon Trail.
Hold on.
No, Bourbon Trail.
I
That's
like the
our
way
next.
Jeff said.
That's our next excursion.
Now, our next excursion, and we have to do this soon, is to Nashville to see the Titans and the Bengals play.
Do they play again this year? They play this year?
Yes, in Nashville.
Oh, dude.
The day after Thanksgiving, or that weekend after Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
That's Sunday, the 28th, I believe.
Are we gonna? I think we need to.
You hate the
invest in a-
Titans. You love the Bengals.
Whatever.
You
It's
hate the Titans, so you're probably out.
We need. Well, I may. I may not. Well, we need to invest. Maybe I'll invest in a mobile podcast unit so that maybe we can do a podcast
From the stadium live.
from the stadium live.
like midfield.
Wow, you're really.
Sideline.
Yeah, I'm.
We'll
in.
set up a sideline table
The
like
people
those.
around us would think we're nuts. We were talking through the entire game.
Oh, we are nuts though.
Yeah. And not even watching the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could
But
probably
we're
wear
talking about,
Talking about work BMs.
we're talking about glory holes.
Now, we can put on what they a motorcycle helmet, and we can have a little microphone and headset in there, so we're completely in our own environment.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, that'd be strange.
3 dudes wearing motorcycle helmets where you can't like
we
see
may
in.
make
Oh,
the
we'd be able to see.
They're like mirrored visors.
We'd probably make TV. They'd show us 3 guys just sitting there with helmets.
Yeah.
yeah, we look like
and we'll be like,
stormtroopers.
on.
we'll have some visually enhanced helmets so that we can like zoom in.
I don't think any of that's going to happen.
don't
Yeah,
think
probably
so.
not.
Yeah.
I see it as a slim chance of us actually going. So
Yeah. Well, I am going to
Oh,
2 games this year already.
am.
I'm going to
Good.
Washington, D.C. to watch them play the the Commanders.
no, that's the Redskins. You get it right.
Watch
Yeah,
the
I know.
Redskins, and
Titans and Redskins.
that's so
Uh,
retarded.
Why wouldn't you choose the Bengals
Well,
over
because
the
my
Redskins?
sister lives in D.C. and it's very
Sister.
rare that she gets to watch her Titans on her home stadium.
Oh, so she's a Titans fan as
she's
well.
a huge
Oh,
Titans
so
fan.
she already procured the tickets.
She did.
Oh,
She did. And we're going to Kansas City. My sister's going to that one too. We played the Chiefs in
What's the big
Kansas
deal with
City.
Kansas City?
He's got a couple.
We play in Kansas City. The Titans do.
Now there's
I
a
know, but who
couple that
cares about Kansas
they
City,
hang
is what I'm
out
saying.
with that they go to Kansas City.
Yeah,
and
they're
they-
from-
Oh, the couple.
Yeah, they call it the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basket couple because they throw the keys in the basket, then they frolic for some bourbon, and then
Oh.
I don't remember any of that.
something about pounding balls off a wall.
I don't believe that's what we do. That's not what we do.
Well, you were pounding ping pong balls off the wall. You said that you were.
Yeah, but there was nothing sexual about it.
I didn't say anything about sex.
You like to put your keys in the basket and then drink a lot of bourbon and
So
like whatever the hell you were saying.
Well, that's all I said. And we're like, Anakin doesn't know what he's talking about.
All right.
Jesus.
So anyways,
Anyway,
Kansas
so
City.
I would be. You know what? I don't think we have a game scheduled in Nashville. So I love Nashville. So I would be willing.
I've only driven through on the way to Cincinnati. I've never really been to Nashville.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Broadway, like the main area where everybody bar hops and stuff,
Very touristy.
overwhelming. Once you've done that like 2 or 3 times, and in my case, probably 6, 8 times, yeah, it's really, you do it for maybe an afternoon or a night, but it's definitely not the attraction.
Then you go to Pigeon Forge.
You go to Pigeon Forge.
Go to Dollywood.
Forge. We had a good excursion to the Jack Daniel's distillery
Right.
down in Lynchville, Lynchton.
Lynchburg.
It was
Tennessee, right?
Lynchburg. Okay. Anyway, and then on the way back we stopped at a Civil War significant battlefield.
Gettysburg.
No, I don't think it was Gettysburg.
Appomattox.
I don't think it was that either. I don't know
You
what
know
it was.
what was the significance of Appomattox?
Not sure, but it was really cool.
I've been to Appomattox.
I mean, I think Shelley was just humoring me. I was like, "Ooh, honey, look at these maps!" And oh my gosh, you imagine how these guys were charging through these woods over here. And imagine
Were you going to
and
put
this
on
is-
the outfits and LARP around?
No,
with
we didn't
your
really.
musket
We didn't
and-
do a reenactment of it.
No.
Mainly because we just didn't have the outfits.
I want to be the doctor
Shelley
that
and I?
cuts off limbs.
I was going to be north and Shelley was going to be south, and we were going to like
Storm each other.
charge at each other, right?
Oh.
And we were giggling, and we had little rubber bayonets.
You're nude.
Oh my God, it was the best.
What
We
instead
were-
of a
we were all
instead of a
nude.
bayonet's got a little the penetrator on there.
We were all nude in our
Stab
little
you, stab
in our
you.
little
Deep penetration, deep-
Confederate Airbnb. It was
Nice.
it was the best. Why do
Yeah.
you have to ruin every memory I have?
He's the one who brought it up.
I know, but you lead me to this dark place, and then I
Was-
start saying all these weird things.
So
I just
does
said
the,
rubber bayonets.
Does the rubber bayonet does it wiggle?
Yeah, they're rubber.
Like on the airplane. Like the toy on airplane.
Before we started podcast, what would have been the odds of me saying rubber bayonets? What were you put that number at?
I don't know, man.
It's pretty high.
Pretty high.
Yeah, pretty high.
So
All
Snarky
right.
Puppy
All
has
right.
50 shows.
None of them
from,
in our area.
Yeah, from October 1st to April 28th, 2023. 50 shows. Is that a lot? 50
It's like once a
performances?
week, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if you're going
It's
to
at least
do
once a week.
if you're going to do a European tour, you're
There's
booked.
52 weeks in a year, and it's from when?
They do one like every other day.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more than a week.
Yeah,
Dude, I mean that'd be really hard.
that's tough, man.
It takes a lot of energy out of you.
Well, just
I
think
mean-
of the travel expense. You have freaking 20, 30 people traveling
Yeah,
around.
that's true.
Think about packing up all the stuff,
Right.
every
'Cause those
single
guys have
show.
a shit ton of instruments.
Well, and they say people.
And they're delicate.
I mean, there are
instruments, too.
artists that are like they tour like their whole career, and they're like done touring. I mean, it's tough. I would imagine it's really
Yeah.
Well, I
tough.
read today that Girth Brooks, he was just out here at AT&T.
July 30th.
I heard
Yeah,
it wasn't
I
that
missed
good.
it.
I heard he put on a good show, but I heard the sound quality sucked.
That's the way.
You know,
that's
that
the way
seems-
Journey was.
That seems
when
to
we saw them
be a trend in a lot of these concerts that actually maybe not some of the ones that we've gone to, but I mean there's some of the like I'm trying to say like Guns N' Roses. We went out there. I don't know where that was at. It was in Dallas. Oh, it was one with the big fucking ball that's a mirror.
Big fucking ball. That's a mirror.
Is that the Texas
Reunion.
Stadium or the
Talking about reunion.
Guns N' Roses was probably Reunion.
Well,
Yeah, Reunion's the one underneath. It's where the Mavs used to play.
Oh no,
The old arena.
No. I think it's where do they have concerts at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium?
The old one?
The one they demolished?
No,
The new one?
no, the new one.
Texas
That's where
Stadium?
Garth Brooks was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it was at that stadium because at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium they have a huge mirror ball that you stand in front of and you can see.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah. That's at the new stadium.
Yeah, so they had my point
Jerry
by bringing
World.
that up is that the
Death
Guns
Star.
N' Roses was also there, and I went to that concert and they had horrible sound there.
I think
So-
it's a facility.
but it doesn't make
It
sense.
may not be. I mean,
I've heard multiple concerts. I listened to some reviews on when I listened to the radio. They're like, "Yeah, we went and saw U2 out there. Terrible sound.
It doesn't make sense.
Hearing them, it's just
I
terrible
saw
sound. The
Def-
acoustics are terrible."
Yeah, I saw Def Leppard and Journey
It wasn't
in
just that.
American Airlines.
It was the compression
It was-
on microphones that were horrible. It's like, when he's singing, you can see his mouth moving on the video screen and everything, but there's nothing coming out. And all of a sudden, it comes out real loud and real good. He sounds really fantastic. And then all of a sudden, you can't hear him at all, but he's still singing. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is horrible.
Yeah.
So, and then to hear that Garth Brooks had some same issues going on, I'm wondering if
Yeah. So
there
anyway-
seems to be a trend there.
Yeah. So yeah, concert. I'd second guess to go see a concert there. Just
Yeah, big
because-
arenas. I mean, I prefer to go to Choctaw, what we've been doing.
Right.
Like
Anyway.
small
Those were
venues.
successful.
Yeah, small venues. They sound great. You're close to the action.
Anyway, he said this is going to be his last stadium tour.
He said that already before.
Well, he said, well, I know, but he said that this takes an incredible amount of people to put it on, and
has
their
a big-
life is basically put on hold while they do this, right? So, This is
But they're
what he's-
making money, and that's what they
Right.
do
Hold
for
on.
a
Their life
career.
is put on hold. What did he go on like a year-long tour or something?
yeah, this stadium tour, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but-
don't give a shit.
That's kind of insensitive. That's kind of like that the guy from Game of Thrones saying we don't want to have little people do Snow White and the Dwarfs.
That's one take.
Those people want the work, right? And now Garth Brooks is saying it's so much work. I don't want to do that to them.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think he meant it that way. At least that's not how I read it.
It just
Maybe I
seems
explained it
kind of
that way.
pompous because there are artists out there that would love chomping at the bit to get opportunities to go tour and stuff like that. Now, if you're old and you're just done,
I mean, you may be right.
Then
He,
cash in.
he may be at the point where he's like, yeah, I don't want to do a
Then,
stadium
own
tour
it.
anymore.
Well, I mean, that's what we just talked about. I mean, it's like touring's hard. If he's an old dude.
Because he also said that
he's our
it's not
age.
the
He's
end
not that
of,
old.
He goes, it's not the end of playing live, but the long stadium tours are done, at least for him, right? He'll do these pop up
Right. I got
little
you.
things.
Let me just reflect, guys. When we went on our South American podcast tour, and we wrapped up what? We wrapped up in
South
November of last
American.
year.
I think it was in the
We hit what? We hit 133 cities in 20
Yeah.
days.
Well, it was
ended,
tough,
we
man.
ended at a packed house at the Olympic Stadium down there. In
That's
Brazil.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. In Rio de Janeiro.
We were right there on the middle,
Oh,
surrounded by
remember that one I got sick with
50,000.
drinking the banana soda in Honduras? Wretched.
Remember when we repelled from the helicopter in Barcelona?
Oh, yeah, you damn near
That's
killed the
Spain.
helicopter
Damn it.
pilot.
It's wrong continent.
I should have said Cartagena, which is Colombia.
That was in. I think of Romance in the Stone whenever I hear the Cartagena.
Yeah, me too. I do. I think the same thing.
Right.
Hey, Mr. Producer, pull up Tiger Fart. I'll tell you what. There's a Joe Rogan, and he was
Tiger Fart.
yeah, he was interviewing Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson and he were talking about this animal that he owns, and I'm hoping that he can pull this up on YouTube and we'll listen to a part of it. Yeah, go ahead and play just part of it, or play the I thought it was freaking super hilarious.
It's crazy that people love to have pets like that. They love it. Like to live in an
And then I
apartment
can
and have a
kill them.
tiger like that.
Listen, they give you the false sense of security that you're in control. They're smart. They know what they're doing.
So they're talking about his
Oh,
tiger.
He really wants me to lay down with him and play with him? Oh, really?
That's so weird.
Is this
really?
a
I would
real
give him a
podcast?
foot.
This is a
Let's see how he
podcast
likes
that they just made a cartoon out of
Or
it.
maybe I do a good dump in the bed. Let's see how he likes that. You really like me?
They'll shit right in your bed?
No, but definitely, I never had that, but they farted. They might as well shit. If they fart, they might as well shit, man.
How bad is a tiger fart?
Oh,
My
man,
God.
you got listen, the house fucked up. All the windows got to be open. You got to fumigate. You got to call some motherfuckers in to put some
The
you know,
heavy
they put
hitter
smoke in the
critter
house. Yeah,
So they have this to a comic
Mike,
strip.
what
This
the
is
fuck
funny.
happened, Mike?
Oh my God! You know, it makes sense. I mean, all they eat is raw meat.
People are staying at my house. And I fucked up. I gotta go. They back when they start leaving. What the fuck, man? It's gonna be
Tiger
alright.
farts make him leave. Oh shit!
You can kill it, but
Oh my God!
I just thought it was. I saw this for the first time. I was watching some of the Joe Rogan stuff, and I was like, "There's a cartoon where some artist, some cartoonist, actually took the podcast and dubbed out a section and made a little cartoon out of it." I thought it was funny, man. Especially a scenario like this. And thinking about it, a tiger fart. He said the tiger fart was so bad that he had guests in the house and they had to leave. Can you imagine?
Well, just imagine they're eating all that raw meat.
Oh, man.
Was she really? I mean, so what was the movie where Mike Tyson was in the movie and he had a tiger?
Hangover.
That was
right?
the longest Las Vegas hangover. Yeah,
Yeah, Hangover. So that was not for real, but he really does have.
He used to look like.
So they.
yeah.
So it sounds like they
to.
really kind of pulled his personal story into the movie.
I guess.
But I'm trying to think about what he had mentioned. I don't know if he still has it or not, but he seemed to know a lot about it. I'll tell you what, Mike Tyson is.
He's interesting.
He has emotionally grown. He's made super wise. You know, and I'll tell you,
Well,
This
it comes
is
with age.
This is on
He
the
had
heels
mentioned-
of beating the shit out of that guy on the airplane.
The guy deserved it, though.
yeah, well,
He did.
That's
He did.
different, but you know, just some of the things he talks about. He was talking to some of these young rappers, and he was like, you know, about things that they go through. Oh yeah, this guy pissed me off. I'm not going to talk to him anymore. Says, well, you know, you need to rethink that because now that you're not going to talk to him anymore, you know, he owns you. What do you mean he owns me? It's like he's changed you.
Right.
He has control over you.
Yeah.
And he perked his ears up. He's like, what? And he was like, yeah, he you know, you changed for him. The best thing for you to do is to act like nothing happened
Do
and,
your thing.
and move on. And I started thinking about that myself and the things and the people I used to hang out with. And I've written them off because I'm kind of like, I don't want to be around that. And they changed me. And it takes energy to do that. So I kind of personalized that.
Well,
So-
sometimes change
Great
is for the
point.
good.
Yeah.
If you're mixed up with someone who's doing some bad things, you're like, I don't want to be in that.
Right.
All right, I'm out of that life. I'm not going to talk to you anymore unless you change and you come on. I'm more than welcome to have a relationship, but not while you're doing this over there.
Right. And that's the call you make.
Correct.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
that
but-
change is positive.
Look at
Yeah,
that
but
picture.
Shelly and I have made comments to the boys a lot. Like when you lose your cool with especially somebody you don't even know, like a road rage incident, or you're somewhere in the supermarket and they are a jerk to you. When you lose control of your emotions, you're giving up control to some fool. That's why we try to frame it that way. It's like, why would you give that fool, the keys to how you react negatively?
I would remind you of that next time.
I know. No, I'm just as guilty. We're
Right.
all guilty
We
of
all
that.
are.
We're all guilty of that. But it's an interesting way to frame that. I mean, it's exactly what you're doing. Like you were going on your merry way. You were looking at the spam can and going, you know what I mean? And you're just doing your thing. And then suddenly now you're negative, angry, and this person you don't even know made you that way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just an interesting way to look at it. And you're absolutely right. I suck at it. I completely suck at it.
Right.
But I do try to, because I'm trying to teach my youngest, right? He's driving now.
Road rage, right?
He'll be driving and I'm in the passenger seat and he gets all bent out of shape. I'm like, son, you can't care about what those people are doing.
Right.
Right. And of course, we all do that. We have road rage incidents or whatever, but it's an interesting concept though, Sean. I think you're right. I mean, I think Mike Tyson kind of is smart about, I think he's learned that because he's probably dealt with anger management.
Well, he's had some
for
major,
a long time.
major things. His daughter, the way she died, they had a treadmill stuck in a corner,
Oh,
and
that's right.
she couldn't get off, and it mauled her.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, how sad. Anyways, tiger farts. That was funny. And there are 16 people in the Snarky Puppy band.
Yeah, that's
16 people.
That's too many.
Yeah.
I think those are the. There's more than that. I think.
No, they're right here. Look.
Oh no, I looked at the same site.
I mean, seriously, imagine how hard it is
That's
to
everybody.
move all those people night after night after night in Europe.
Like you're on your own. We're playing in Brussels tomorrow. See you there.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be fun. And then they have to continue without that person because they missed their bus or something.
Right.
God, sons of bitches.
Well, that is the end of our first podcast, gentlemen.
Dudes Like Us, August 2022.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting closer and closer to October, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Well, hopefully getting closer and closer to not triple-digit temperatures. That's all I care about right
That'll
now.
be September when we start seeing that.
That's what I
October.
heard. I heard this high-pressure thing staying around for a while.
Is
through
this La
September.
Nina or La Nino or El Nino?
Don't know. It's
No.
El Shido.
It's El Hello.
Yes.
All right, good night. I mean, actually, we'll see you in a little
Well,
bit.
I'm Paul.
I'm not Paul.
Paul?
I'm Paul.
Uh-huh.
I'm Jeff.
Sean.
I'll catch you later.